Geert Wilders is the leader of the Party for Freedom, a member of the Dutch Parliament, and producer of Fitment. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you. Pleasure to be on your show, Glenn.
You are you're a guy who's marked for death. You come from the same country that Ayaan Hirsi Ali came from. You were in the same party, and a matter of fact, you come from the country that Theo van Gogh was stabbed to death in the street for saying these kinds of things. What is it that you need people to hear?
Well, what I need people to hear is that the Islamization of our Western culture, of Europe, but maybe also of the United States, is a real threat to everything that we stand for. Is a real threat to our freedom of speech, to our democracy, because I believe that Islam is not just a religion. It's a very dangerous and very harsh and violent ideology that at the end of the day, if the numbers become stronger, and they are already very strong, unfortunately, in Europe, it will kill everything that we stand for.
You don't separate extremist Islam, because I know a lot of Muslims that are peace-loving. I mean, I have one of our correspondents on this program is Muslim, and he is dead set against what's happening over there.
I make, of course, a distinction between the Muslims and the ideology.
Okay.
I believe there is no moderate or there is no modern Islam. There is only one Islam, and that is a fascist ideology. However, of course, there are Muslims who are moderate and who want to assimilate in our society. Unfortunately, if you look at Europe today, the numbers are growing. You have a mass immigration from Muslim countries, and people are not there. I call them colonists. They are not in our societies to assimilate or to integrate, but to take over, to submit us to their worst kind of thinking.
Your country has always been so proud that you can just get along with everybody. I mean, you guys, I mean, nobody's ever really said, yet you're now having that welcoming attitude that, hey, let's just all get along, really turned upside down on you.
Exactly. Well, like you said, Glenn, we have this political murder in the streets of Amsterdam. We have Moroccan youths really acting like barbers, killing people, assaulting people, doing the most terrible things. And the people in the Netherlands and the people throughout Europe are fed up with the fact that they are losing their country. They are losing their country to an ideology that is so far from our Western values, for our dominant, so far Christian, Judeo values. And people are fed up with it. And I'm here today in the United States. I had an excellent, very nice gathering just 1 hour ago at the Hudson Institute, and I spoke about that I hope that America will not be the last man standing, because if they lose Europe to the Islam, and it's very close to it.
I was going to say, we're very, very close. You couldn't even, on the street where Theo van Gogh was killed, correct me if I'm wrong, they put up just a kind of a billboard, you know, a painted wall that said, "Thou shalt not kill."
Yes.
That had to be taken down and covered up because it was hateful.
True, it's true, and more terrible things
So
happen.
haven't you already haven't we lost Europe?
You have almost lost Europe. I think it's 1 minute to 12. And I think that we need a lot of support for the United States that it won't come so far. This is why, as 30 European politicians, we gather in December in the Israeli Knesset as a lawmaker summit to show the world and to show Europe and even the Americans that we are not only a few mavericks, that there is an enormous group of the European population that are fed up with the Islamization of a continent, that want to be proud of our own identity again, that want their neighborhood, their streets, their countries back to how it was in the past. Because the Islamization, once again, is nothing for the better. The Islam is a very violent culture, a backwardness culture, and something that we should fight against and not assimilate in our society that we did so far. And our political elite, the political elite in Europe, is acting like Chamberlain, is appeasement, is appeasing to the people who really don't want to be appeased, who don't want to assimilate, but want to kill everything that we stand for.
I will tell you that I saw that American students were meeting with Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, and they said, "Hey, he's a man of peace." And
he should be in jail in New York, not speaking to the United Nations. Ahmadinejad, the president of Iran, is a butcher. Is nothing from a leader. He is something that is threatening the world, both by force, by ideology, and he should not be here.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. We'll be back in just a minute.